Dio spent most of the school day lost in thought, wondering what new information would be thrown at him today. He couldn't stop thinking about Leon's discovery either. It was driving him insane. Safe to say, when the final bell rang, Dio and Leon were off to the library. On the way there, Dio asked Leon a question. "Hey Leon, how will we know to trust Mayori?" Leon thought for a moment before answering. "Realistically, I'm working off of my gut, so if she feels any uncertainty about the governor, I'm willing to trust her." When they arrived, they decided to sit at the same table as before and wait for Mayori. As Mayori approached, her steel-gray eyes brightened with curiosity. "Hey, you two! Ready to learn more?" she greeted them, a playful smile dancing on her lips. Dio exchanged a glance with Leon, a silent acknowledgement of the impending conversation. Seated around the table, Dio leaned in and began. "Mayori, we need to talk about the resistance and Governor Hale. What do you really know about him?" Mayori hesitated, her eyes darting between Dio and Leon. "Look, I know he seems intense, but he's fighting for a better New Eden. He wants to expose the government's lies and bring about change." Leon cut in, his tone serious. "Mayori, have you ever questioned his motives? I mean, really questioned them?" She looked puzzled but intrigued. "What do you mean?" Dio took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. "Mayori, has he ever done anything questionable?" Mayori's expression wavered, uncertainty clouding her eyes. I heard him talking about a covert project, something he dismissed as governor business. But I thought he was just handling some secret government matters. Maybe it's for the greater good." Leon leaned forward, his gaze intense. "Mayori, we need to trust each other if we're going to survive whatever is coming. There's something off about Governor Hale, and we can't afford to be walking into this blind." She sighed, running her fingers through her brown hair. Okay. I admit I have my doubts. But what can we really do? He's our best shot at changing something." Dio exchanged a glance with Leon, a silent agreement passing between them. Dio decided it was time to reveal the keycard's secret. So about these keycards, Leon discovered something problematic about them. Mayori stared back at Dio, her brow furrowing. "What's the issue?" Leon explained. "These cards not only open doors after curfew, but they also send signals to New Eden servers. Someone is keeping track of where and when they're used." Mayori's eyes widened in realization. "But Governor Hale gave us these. Why would he track us?" Leon's gaze bore into Mayori's. "That's the question. We think he might be setting up the resistance, using us for his own agenda." Mayori looked torn between loyalty and doubt. "I can't believe this. I trusted him." Dio placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Mayori, we need your help. We can't confront the governor without more information. Can you find out anything more about his covert project, or any other suspicious activities?" She nodded, determination flickering in her eyes. "I'll do what I can. But if this is true, we need a plan." Leon glanced at Dio before saying, "Let's go to my apartment. My dad is out fixing some power units. We'll talk about everything, but for now, we need to act like everything is normal." As they left the library, the weight of the revelation hung heavy in the air. Mayori, torn between allegiance and doubt, walked alongside Dio and Leon. The trio, bound by uncertainty, ventured into the shadows of New Eden, determined to uncover the truth that eluded them. As they entered Leon's apartment, Dio took his usual seat by Leon's makeshift workbench, collapsing into the chair with fatigue. Mayori precariously tiptoed around the random parts thrown around Leon's room before taking a seat at the edge of his bed. "Okay," Leon said as he closed his bedroom door and sat at his workbench. "Let's go over what we know as absolute fact. 1. These key cards open doors and every resistance member has one. And 2. They still send a signal out when they are used. And 3. No one in the resistance has been arrested, right?" "No, not that I know of," Mayori answered intently. "Are you sure it still sends a signal?" "Yes," Leon said, looking around. "Here I have my broken one right here, and you can see the chip that sends the signal out next to the door opening chip. But Leon, I don't mean to be rude, but Before Mayori could finish her sentence, Dio interrupted her. Wait, Leon, it would be easier for someone to grasp if you showed them your door jammer, Dio said as he grabbed the signal jammer out from his pocket, showing Mayori before continuing. Leon here is basically a mad scientist, and he created a signal jammer that opens the door without setting off the curfew alarm. It's how we made it to the meeting last night. Mayori's eyes lit up as Dio explained before replying. Wow, I thought you guys stayed out until midnight. That's how I made it my first time. Right, Leon interjected, so I'm gonna make you one too so you stop using that keycard and pinging everywhere you go. And as soon as he said that, Leon was hunched over his desk, hard at work tinkering away. Well, Dio said over the chorus of bolts and screws. I guess our only plan so far is to take whatever Governor Hale says with skepticism, and hope he doesn't arrest us all before we stop what's going on. Mayori stared down as she quietly said. I'm sorry for getting you involved. Stop, Mayori. It's not like you knew he was tracking you guys. Plus, if it wasn't for Leon, I would have trusted him too. Done, said a triumphant Leon, showing Mayori her new door card before handing it to her. How so fast, Leon? Well, all I did was, yeah, Leon, I'm sure it was super simple to you. Dio interrupted, laughing before Mayori joined in too. Thank you, Leon, Mayori said once the laughter had stopped. I appreciate you making this for me. But if he's tracking when they're used. I've been using the one he gave me for almost 2 months now. Yeah, I thought about that, but hopefully it only stores the last 30 days. I can't see him having a ton of storage for all of the cards. Leon replied. Mayori nodded, understanding that they were all walking on temporary grounds. Well, Mayori started. Midnight is hours away. What's the plan for tonight? Leon tapped his chin with a pair of pliers, thinking about her question while Dio did the same with his hand before answering. Honestly, it's not much of a plan, but I want Governor Hale to keep talking. The small stuff I would miss never gets past Leon. Plus, you'll be on alert too, Mayori. Basically, our plan for now is to hope he slips on his words and reveals something by accident. Otherwise, don't really bother thinking his speeches are factual, just keep tabs on them. As he finished his thoughts, Leon chimed in. Yeah, professional liars love mixing lies with a little truth, so keep that in mind too, guys. A silence took over the room as the gravity of the situation hit them in full force. Dio looked from Mayori to Leon, who both had a face full of despair. Alright guys, I have an idea to kill time before midnight. Follow me, Dio said, getting up with renewed energy. We can't be all hopeless, Dio thought to himself. We have a mission to finish. Dio swings open Leon's bedroom door and is almost at the front door when Leon interrupts. Dio, where are we going? It's a surprise, Leon, but you've been there before. I don't think Mayori has. Dio responded, looking at Mayori, who was now shaken out of the dejected state she was sharing with Leon. Sure, Dio, lead the way. With that, Dio led Leon and Mayori towards his apartment, winding through the gray hallways until they reached a pressurized door. Welcome to the closest thing to the surface, Dio said with a small grin playing across his face as he unlocked the door with his door jammer. The doors whoosh with the release of pressure, as all three of them step inside the chamber, waiting for the other door to decompress. For the first time this trip, Dio felt a pang of uncertainty. What if someone is in here already? What if someone catches us? What if? Dio's mind was racing, but he prepared himself for whatever lay behind the door.